if you've got an online study, to set up the time slots for an online study. So here's another example of a study of just, for the purpose of this setup, I'll go time slots again. For an online study, when you're setting up a time slot, generally it's good to set them up in batches. What does that mean? Well, go time slot, and for the online studies, what I mean by batches is that I generally recommend to do it in like batches of 20, but you could do it of like whatever. It could even be 40 or something like that if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. For online, unlike the lab studies where you set the time as in regards to when the participant's supposed to show up in person to do the study, for online studies, they can do it whenever. So all you have to do is set the final participation date. So they can sign up whenever, and then they will have until your final participation date to actually participate in your survey. Once they go past this final participation date, that means they won't actually be able to do it anymore. Generally, for the online studies, I like to set up the participation date about maybe 2 weeks from the point that you're doing it, and then you can check back in later, or even maybe up to a month if you're feeling a bit lazier like I can be sometimes, but whatever. But the reason for doing that is so that means that if you get people sign up and they don't do it, well, then you can kind of, give them like a no-show and stuff, so that, because otherwise what can happen is some people can just sort of sign up for a bunch of stuff at the start of semester and then they never do it, and it's good to sort of not have that happen so much. So anyway, in this example, it's sort of the start of March at the moment, so I might go of 2021. So I'm going to go to 2021. It's the start of March. I might just go, by the end of the month, I'm going to have 20 people. Now, the time doesn't matter. You can pretty much have it whenever. I'll just go end of the day, 5 p.m., right? But it doesn't really matter what you put. Then you go add. And then I've got, participants pool, and signed up 0. I've got 20 open slots here. So, yeah, no one's signed up, obviously. Then usually, so if you've done 20, if you've got more credit allocation than 20, what I'll do is then I'll go add time slots, and then it automatically comes up with a slightly different finish time. It might be in the same date, so I'll just click add again, and now you can see I've got two slots, but for each slot there can be potentially 20 people sign up to them, and then you can just add another one maybe if you've got even more, and so on and so forth. I generally do that. So here's as an example. I'll go to my studies, and here's a different one. Here's one that I prepared earlier. Here's just this one. Go to time slot. So you can see I've got I've set it all up with 4 currently, and 4 little bunches. And I have had one person already sign up, and they've had their credit granted, because with the Qualtrics, it's a Qualtrics survey, you can set up things so that they get auto credit. And so you don't, unlike the lab studies where you need to kind of come in and manually check it once they've participated, with the auto credit, it'll just do it all for you, which is nice, convenient. So here's one where they've participated and been great, and it's all good. If you've got an online survey and it is not automatically allocating the credit, then please email the SONA administrators and let them know, because that can be a bit of an issue if we've got people doing the online surveys and they're not getting their auto credit. Okay, so that's all you need to know for this. Thanks for listening.